For the Pioneer viewers, we continue to bring you the latest news about Russia-Ukraine war. As you know, the war continues. In recent days, there has been an increase in clashes and mutual attacks. With the warming of the weather, infrastructure work for the summer counterattack seems to have accelerated. It should not be overlooked that all these things are the efforts of the parties to increase their gains. The longer a war lasts, the lower the performance of armies. Combat units are an important resources for passing on combat experience to the next generation. However, the longer the war lasts and the higher the number of casualties, the more difficult it is to pass on experience and knowledge to the next generation. As a result, soldiers trained in the theory but inexperienced in practice began to serve on the battlefields, and we know that the Russian military has tried many methods to fill the personnel shortage. They tried to increase the number of soldiers by recruiting prisoners, forcibly sending workers to the front, recruiting mercenaries from the neighboring countries, and many other methods. But how functional this method is a controversial issue. So according to the military experts, one of the most important needs of the fighting soldiers is motivation, and the motivation of the Ukrainian army personnel was evident throughout the war. Everyone is aware and conscious of the motivation of the soldiers who oppose the occupation of their own country. Soldiers frequently mention this issue and say that they will fight until their country is free from the Russian occupation. Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine has entered its third year. The long-running war has caused significant losses to both sides. As a result of the recent events, a striking fact has emerged. The Russian army has suffered a significant part of its losses since the beginning of the war due to the personnel-related reasons. Its own soldiers and units were attacked due to the personnel errors. Incredible mistakes have also exposed to the Russian army's lack of discipline throughout the war. Units of the Russian army bombed their own territory the other day. And now, if you're ready, let's examine the latest developments together. But remember, as the Pioneer, we continue to bring you the latest developments in Russia-Ukraine war. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so that you don't miss our daily reports and explanations. You know that I also read all of your comments on our videos, so please continue to share your ideas about our content in the comments. Tell us in the comments what content you would like to see on the Pioneer channel. So let's start, if you're ready, the Pioneer reports. According to the reports that emerged over the past day, Moscow-affiliated units mistakenly bombed their own territory near the Ukraine border while attacking the city of Kharkiv. Opening sources, intelligence and media sources have reported that a Russian jet carrying out guided bomb strikes on the northeastern Ukrainian city of Kharkiv accidentally dropped munitions in Belgorod. Located on the border with the northeastern Ukraine, the region has borne much of the brunt of the wars as spillover into the internationally recognized Russian territory. Russia has previously admitted to bombing its own territory and parts of eastern Ukraine under its control. Anton Grashchenko, a former advisor to Ukraine's Interior Ministry, said a guided bomb fell on the residential area and exploded. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said after the incident that Russia had dropped almost 70 guided aerial bombs on the Ukrainian border communities and positions on the frontier the previous day. Vyacheslav Gladkov, governor of the Belgorod region, said the previous day that the explosions in the city of Belgorod had injured 5 people. There were no fatalities, but he said, adding to that 30 houses and 10 cars were damaged, without giving further details about the sources of the blast. Russian guided bombs have continued to fall on Kharkiv, Ukraine's second largest city, in recent months. All along the front line, Moscow has used adapted Soviet-era bombs and equipping munitions with guidance kits and wings to hit targets. The Russian jets fire precision-guided bombs out of the range of Kyiv's air defense systems and glide towards their targets, often with devastating effects. Ukrainian authorities in Kharkiv have reported several attacks in recent days, including those using guided aerial bombs. Ukrainian air defense and defense units are on high alert against Russian attacks. Last month, it was revealed that 1,500 kilometers of the converted bombs fell on the Russian-controlled village in Ukraine's eastern Donetsk region although the ammunition did not explode. In a separate attack, Russian independent media reported last month that Moscow had accidentally dropped Kh-59 missiles on a village in Belgorod region. In the first month of the year, Russia accidentally bombed the village of Petropavlovka in the country's Voronezh region. According to the state media reports, the defense ministry said at the time that there was an abnormal discharge of aircraft ammunition over the village. A few days later, an official in Moscow said that one of his jets had accidentally dropped an FAB-250 bomb on the Rubinezh in Ukraine's annexed Luhansk region. A Russian warplane also accidentally bombed Belgorod, causing a large crater and a huge explosions in the city. So the Russian military's accidental strikes on their own territory are being met with a huge backlash. Carelessness and lack of communication are leading to the failure of critical operations in the Russian military. According to the information obtained from the local sources, the Russian army is overworking its existing soldiers due to the lack of personnel, and the error rate of the Russian soldiers who have to work for days without rest increases because of this. So in recent days, the news coming from the front line reports that many Russian soldiers have fled from the front line, and Russia's military conditions are very tough and military personnel are worn out. Contracted soldiers are not allowed to return home from the front line, even though that their contracts have expired. And in this situation, soldiers have nothing to lose. And in addition to the psychological crisis, soldiers are also losing themselves socially. It does not seem possible for the Moscow to win the war without military reforms, right? So the Ukrainian army, on the other hand, is becoming stronger against the Russian army every day. The Kiev authorities have stated that they are ready for any attack by Russia with the arrival of the summer season. Support packages from the European countries are also being used effectively and efficiently. So what do you think about the Russian army's unbelievable mistakes? And do you think the Russian army is aware of its shortcomings? How do you interpret the motivation of the Ukrainian army? And what do you think about the summer counterattacks? You know that we care about your opinion, so please share it with us.